The film begins in an abandoned bus station in Ukraine, when a lady known only as Red Star travels to a specific spot. Martin Baxter hides inside a bus and alerts someone that the woman has arrived. Red Star approaches two people in a car and gives the woman the bank account details. Martin instantly recognizes something is awry, and then someone shoots Red Star, resulting in a gunfight. Martin begins fighting the strangers, killing the first shooter before pursuing the second, who is attempting to steal Red Star's bag. A chase begins, and Martin eventually kills the guy and retrieves the bag. He then returns to the woman to see if she is still alive, only to learn that she has been taken hostage by another man. The intruder wants an exchange for the woman before shooting her as a threat. Martin throws the bag at him while simultaneously shooting him. Martin's dream is based on an incident that occurred 12 years ago in Ukraine on an MI6 assignment. In the present, he awakens in a car in London while waiting for his daughter Lisa. He frequently attends cage fighting contests and, with his daughter, begins to discuss betting. He gives his daughter a quantity of money to gamble on him, and the girl enters a building to place the bet. As his father fights, the daughter watches on, anxious, and attempts to advise him on what to do. Martin takes a kick to the face and is about to pass out, but he decides to continue. Unfortunately, he receives a powerful hit to the face and collapses to the ground, disabled. The fight is called off, and Martin loses. Following the fight, a man approaches Lisa and hands her the cash she won. Martin finds that his daughter has been betting against him, and she defends herself by claiming that he has been unable to concentrate lately. The following day, he shows his daughter how to use a pistol. She informs her father that she wishes to continue living in this town and attending school. He tells her that their lives prevent him from staying around often. However, the girl wishes to plan her future and become a writer or painter. He disagrees, telling her that he will teach her everything she needs to know in order for her to be self-sufficient. Martin gets ready for work one evening and leaves her daughter at home. He works as a security guard at a nightclub, but he frequently loses control and assaults customers. While screening people entering the location, he meets a woman named Sasha who reveals that they need to talk about a certain issue. A few minutes later, armed men slip in. Martin notices Sasha's card and recognizes her, so he approaches her to talk. The girl admits she is from Ukraine and that her father knew Martin. Sasha confesses that she, like her father, has become a journalist and intends to complete the mission he began. She asks for his assistance in retrieving specific files. At that point, the gunman tries to shoot them, but he knocks her down to safety. He then walks her out of the club while the gunman chases them. He kills them unexpectedly. Sasha flees without a word, and Martin returns home immediately. He enters the house carrying a baseball bat. He finds his daughter in bed, but when he enters the kitchen, he encounters an old acquaintance, Trevor, and an MI6 agent. Trevor starts talking to him about the urgency of finding the files Sasha mentioned. However, he will be unable to do it alone since the Russians will pursue him, and, sooner or later, kill him. Lisa awakens and enters the kitchen. Trevor explains that if they locate the files, they will be able to determine who murdered Martin's wife, Lisa's mother. The girl is stunned since she believes her mother perished in a vehicle accident. However, her mother died on the mission at the start of the film. Lisa flees to bed, crying, and Trevor leaves, encouraging Martin to think about it. He attempts to placate his daughter, but she is unhappy because he lied to her. Martin can't sleep, so the next day he decides to accompany Trevor. As he is preparing, Lisa arrives and refuses to shift again. However, Martin claims they have no choice. He goes to load the bag into the car, but a man smacks him in the head from behind. He is led into a room in front of Tatyana, a woman who works for the Russians and the KGB. Tatyana warns him that he has 24 hours to bring her the files and Sasha, or they will kill his kidnapped daughter. Martin is then driven home. The MI6 agent follows Martin into the car, but as he gets out, he threatens him with a pistol to stop following him. Martin enters a bar and requests to talk with the owner. Max Martin asks him where he might locate Sasha, and he discovers that they work together. Max refuses to talk, but Martin threatens him with a gun and demands his phone. When a security guard arrives, Martin kills him and shoots Max. He then flees the scene, killing all of the security personnel who attempted to stop him. Meanwhile, Lisa and Tatiana are watching a boxing bout at the hotel. Martin uses Max's phone to locate Sasha in a hotel. He says he wants to help her find the files. Sasha explains from her father's diary that the hidden files contain knowledge about creating a chemical weapon. However, the files have been stored in a bank vault, and she needs his assistance in locating the access code. He visits an abandoned building, where a hacker secretly works for the CIA. Martin threatens him with a pistol and tells him to unlock the case files from the Red Star operation 12 years ago. The hacker creates photographs in which Red Star is seen clutching a yellow piece of paper containing the bank deposit code. Meanwhile, Sasha tells Martin that a group of armed men has entered the premises. Trevor and his crew arrive just as Martin tells the hacker to show him the emergency escape. Trevor tries to contact Martin, but he has already left the room with the hacker. Martin is soon confronted by two of Trevor's thugs, and a battle ensues. Trevor and the other guys eventually arrive, but Martin pushes himself backwards and falls out the window with the henchman. He gets into Sasha's car, and they drive away. Now that the CIA and MI6 are closing in, they seek refuge in an abandoned structure. Martin attempts to crack the code but discovers that the encryption has changed. He soon sees Trevor and his soldiers approach. Initially, Martin surrenders, but Sasha threatens to end his life. Suddenly, she places a gun to her head, claiming to be the only one with access to the bank depository, and threatens to murder herself if they do not let them leave. Trevor orders his soldiers to lower their rifles, and Martin flees with Sasha. Trevor later learns from the hacker that Martin attempted to steal the code but was unsuccessful. Meanwhile, Trevor's men continue to chase Martin but eventually lose track of him. Later, Martin and Sasha are about to board an aircraft. He steals a woman's passport and gives it to Sasha, so the hacker cannot trace them. Trevor, however, refuses to let up and requests that the hackers show him the security cameras from all of the city's airports. Tatiana calls Martin and reminds him that he doesn't have much time left. He tells her that he is traveling to Ukraine with Sasha to retrieve the files and would require extra time. Trevor later finds that Martin's destination is Kiev. He instructs the hacker to alert their troops in Ukraine to keep an eye on Martin. When Trevor and Sasha arrive in Kiev, they are quickly hunted by secret agents. Meanwhile, Lisa continues to converse more with Tatiana and learns that her mother was killed in a mission-related shooting. The next day, Tatiana and Lisa fly to Kiev. Tatiana informs Martin that she has arrived at the hotel. Sasha and Martin get into a car, but another car begins chasing them. When they arrive at the bank, Sasha goes inside and asks to take her items from the personal storage room. A woman brings Sasha to the storage room, and when she arrives, she calls Martin and directs him. Meanwhile, Trevor and his agents enter the bank. Martin knocks down the security guard and activates the emergency alert. Trevor soon enters the storage area and becomes trapped. Martin threatens him with a gun and instructs him to enter the code since he knows he's got them. Martin and Sasha move away after seizing control of the deposit, holding Trevor prisoner. Martin then smashes him on the head and escapes with Sasha to the bank's roof. They then get into their cars and drive away while the cops pursue them. When they find a hiding place, Sasha takes Martin's gun and points it at him. She discovers Martin is working with the Russians, but he explains his actions by claiming he wants to save his daughter. Sasha then shoots him on the shoulder before driving away. Martin loses consciousness, and when he awakens, he notices Tatiana calling him. He swears he has the files in Sasha, so Tatiana instructs him to bring them that night. Martin calls Trevor and pleads for his assistance in locating Sasha's case and rescuing his daughter. Martin abruptly hangs up the phone and walks to the business from where they hired the car. When he discovers Sasha's location, he heads to a train station to find her. He locates her and begins to pursue her. She falls on her shoulders, and he chokes her senseless. He then puts her in the car and drives her home. In the evening, he travels to the meeting place with Tatiana. The woman frees Lisa and offers her her deceased daughter's bracelet. Martin hands Sasha the keys to the apartment and the files. Suddenly, everything is a trap, and Sasha, who was hiding behind a car, murders one of Tatyana's goons. After capturing Sasha, Tatyana shoots Martin in the stomach after handing in the files. Tatyana then plans to kill Sasha as well, but Lisa snatches her father's gun and shoots Tatyana in the head. Trevor and the other officers soon arrive. Sasha takes the case and jumps off the bridge, landing in the ocean. However, she was shot, and it is unclear whether she is still alive. A few months later, Lisa visits her father in prison. She lives with a new family but makes regular trips to see her father. She finds Trevor, gives him a copy of the files, and indicates the case was concealed. In exchange, she demands that he leave her and her father alone. Then we learn that Sasha actually survived and shared the files online. This sparked widespread demonstrations in Russia, and Sasha was invited to a television program to discuss the value of free expression. Martin and his daughter are about to close their restaurant. Sasha arrives to pay them a visit, but we soon discover that a Russian agent is still following her. Thanks for watching. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe for more of these recaps. Until next time, have a nice day.